DreAllDay.com.
Alright, what's up, y'all? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Next part in this Pro Camp Combine series is personal opinion of mine. I think it'd be better if you're an American player to go to a camp that's taking place abroad, a camp that's in Europe, or I don't know if there are any in Asia. I haven't been to any or heard of many. Most of them will be in Europe if they're not in the United States. I think those are better to go to because any American, if you've been to a camp that got all Americans or somewhere in the United States, like New York City or some camp in Miami or LA or whatever, American players play selfish at camps. Everybody trying to score 30. Everybody trying to get seen. Everybody want to get some highlights on video. Everybody want to get approached by that coach or agent sitting up in the stands. Everybody's just going for theirs. And some people are going to get theirs. There's going to be a few people that stand out and score a bunch of points, but then everybody else, you might be other people there with game, but they never get a chance because like they competing against their own teammates to even have a good game. You're not even competing against the other team. You're competing against your own team because everybody want to get highlights. You know, ain't no role players at a camp. At a camp, everybody becomes an all-star all of a sudden, or at least trying to be. My experience going to camps in Europe, you play with European players and you're coached by European coaches, the coaches that coach the teams that you're trying to get signed for. So that's a better situation than going to a camp in the States where you might have some knick-knack guy that's not even a real coach. He just from the area or he cool with the people that put the event together and he come in there like, all right, you five going to game, don't know nothing about drawing up plays or anything. He just watching the game. He watching the game like a fan basically, coaching like a fan. If you go to Europe, you got an actual coach. He's going to draw up plays because he's a real coach. That's what coaches do. He's going to pay attention to what's going on. He's going to tell you if you're doing something wrong. And there's a certain style of play in overseas basketball that doesn't work, that doesn't happen in the United States. Like what we do in the States at a camp where everybody trying to score 30, that won't fly over there. The coach going to be like, yo, what is you doing? Pass the ball. Be a team player. Go set a screen. Go get a screen. Run the play the way it's supposed to be run. You can't just be out there trying to shoot every time. That's not what we do here. And if you go play professionally overseas, you're going to find out that's not how the game goes. And if you go to a camp like that, you're going to be playing with players that are from Europe, and they don't play the same way we play. They don't come up how we come up. They come up, set a screen, get a screen. Everything's team basketball. I remember one team I was in Montenegro. We was playing 3-on-3 one day after practice, and the guys on my team, every time I got the ball, they kept trying to set a screen for me. I was like, no, get out the way. We're going to be taking one-on-one. They was like, no, we don't play like that. Like how we play is everything is screen and roll. Everything's pick and roll, screen and roll. So when we play 3-on-3, you can't just go one-on-one. Everything got to be off a screen, help defense, double teams, passing, pick and pop, pick and roll, everything like that. That's just the way that they play basketball. And overall, if you think about it, you're an American player. You're trying to get a job overseas. So why not show that you can play the overseas style while you're in an overseas camp? You're not going to find an overseas style basketball camp in the United States. It just doesn't happen because the people that run the camps, the most of the players that are there, 99% of them, and the coaches in charge are all Americans. They don't know what goes on over there, or they might have played, they might know a little bit, but they can't put it in you. They can't ingrain it into the whole team the way a coach over there that's grown up, that actually lives it. They haven't seen it, they live it. They can show you exactly how to play that style. And again, that's just my personal opinion. If you want to go to an American camp and it checks out cool and it probably saves you money, it's probably more economical to go to a camp in America, go ahead and do it. But if you can, I suggest you go to a camp in Europe because they play in the style of basketball that you're trying to sign a contract and play anyway. So you score 30 in a camp in America where everybody's gunning, and you send that video to some coach in Europe, they're going to look at it and say, okay, you scored 30, but look at the style of play. Like, you score 30 in a style of game that will never happen on my team. So this is not impressive to me because what you did would never happen on my team. Nobody plays like that. So this means nothing at 30 points. Hopefully that makes sense to y'all. It was a move used mostly by Chris Paul, where you put a spin on the ball in one hand. So you see I go behind the back, little jump stop as I put the ball around my back, and then I go.
Ready?